Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jessica. I am 26 years old and I fell madly in love with road life after spending a month out west traveling in my converted Chevy Traverse with my two children, Philip and Lucy. Since then, we bought a 20-foot travel trailer we have been living in for over a year now, and we are currently in the process of self-converting a 2023 Ford Transit cargo van into our new home on wheels. If you're interested in following along, please click the follow button and turn on notifications. I'd love all the support, and thank you so much to everyone who has been leaving kind comments and who are rooting for me. Last week, I installed my bunk windows with the help of my dad and installed kill mat. Check out those videos if you want to catch up. This week, I am starting on the subfloor and flooring, and I'm bringing you guys with me to see the progress. Alright, so the van is all swept out. Ideally, I would have sealed it before I put the kill mat on, but I totally spaced. I think I was just excited to install the kill mat, so I totally skipped this step. However, I think it'll work fine, even to go over top. This is a waterproofer sealant and spray. It's like a rubberized sealant that I'm gonna spray all over the whole floor. And that's just if any water gets under my subfloor, it's not gonna be sitting directly on the metal. It'll just help protect that a little bit and protect the kill mat. I'm also going to be painting all of the flooring framing pieces and the subfloor with a waterproofer also, just to make sure that it's as protected underneath as I can. Just in case water gets under there, I really don't want to be dealing with any rotting wood or molds in my home. So I'm gonna wipe the floor first just to make sure there isn't any oil or anything that's on there that's gonna inhibit this from adhering to it, and then we'll get spraying. This dries over the course of 2 hours, so during that time period, I'll be prepping all my boards and my plywood and getting the sealer on those. just getting home from a 12-hour night shift. I get to see my puppies. Hi, babies! Hi! Oh my goodness! Are you so excited? Hi, handsome! Oh, hi! Give me a hug. Yeah. Hi! You're such a good girl. Oh, thank you. I miss you too. Salted. So today I am going to get ready for church, and then I got to take the dogs to the dog park and make a trip to the store before I start working on the van for the day.
Stretching out on my path, and moments are quicker than last. Time goes, I'm tired, and finding it harder to see the kindness you told us to be. I'm trying to hope that I trust and know you'll make a way. You'll make a way. You'll make a way. You'll make a way.
Handsome. Look at how cute you are. This is my pickiest child. He absolutely hates being in any wet grass. He hates coming out to go potty in the morning. He also has really bad seasonal allergies, especially to ragweed, which is really bad right now around here. And so his paws get really itchy, so he does not like being in grass, let alone anything that's wet. So he also is cold. He will bring his sweater to me when he wants to wear it. So he's just my picky little cold boy.
You'll make a way. Oh, you'll make a way. Every night and day, I'll watch you wait. Oh, 'cause I believe. Oh, you'll make a way. Shines the brightest when it gets dark. You have won it. You've already won the world.
Alright, we are changed and ready to head to the dog park. They really need this, so they were very excited when I told them where we were going. Phil, are we going to the dog park? Are we going to the dog park? Yeah, you wanna go? Should we go?
You'll make a way. You'll make a way. Oh, you'll make a way. Oh, every night and day, I'll watch and wait. Oh, 'cause I believe you'll make a way.
So I couldn't sleep the other night and ended up just second guessing my entire layout, which ultimately I just ended up with the same thing that I've been planning on for months now. But I ended up taping it all out in here just so I could get a feel, and then I ended up kind of like shading it and editing those pictures where I can get a better idea of what it's gonna look like. But I think we're set on this design. I'll probably second guess it at least like 50 more times before I am confident, but now that we're laying the subfloor and a lot of the framing, I gotta make sure I have that figured out, so that's exciting.
Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets? Us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these talks. Circling my head top. Should've been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Made it out of 11 more. Like my frontal cortex sore. I can't stop, I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said was you. Got you at the perfect time. I was watching it then. You know what to do. But I can never be your friend. Got me beating between the lines. Girl, you got me so blind. You know what to do. So I can never be your man and the men don't we kinda turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do real clean. Then you come to the bed and you love real dirty. It's everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same please. The shops of the club never had no boundaries. How's it gonna be? Wanna eat these centipedes? Where we gonna go? You're gonna need these calories. Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you only them on your knees, there's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boom. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boom. I lose control when you do it like that. Thank God you have another woman. Got you at the perfect time. I was watching it then. You know what to do. But I can never be your friend. Got me reading between the lines. Girl, you got me so blind. You know what to do. So I can never be your
A little sliver of this corner piece here. Otherwise, it's looking good. One more piece. Look at how my floor is coming. Just this one little piece left. But we'll definitely get the subfloor boards cut out, and then I'm going to do the framing today and glue everything down, weight it down, and then let it sit for a couple days. I'm hungry though. I did not bring food. We'll figure that out later. Oh, so let me see if it's still in the trash can. So I had used this as like a waterproofer, and it's like a rubberized sealant spray for the subfloor. However, like I used mineral spirits to clean up any oils or residues or anything that was on the floor. And this is like still starting to peel up. So I'm gonna end up having to scrape it off of the high places that I'm gonna be gluing the boards to. So that way the boards just don't fall off, because that would really suck.
Categories called reality. Polluted nature by corrupt ministries. We're all passengers. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game. Ooh, ha, ooh, ha. That rumbling sound. Every building, a gamer and a drunk. Green parks with shitting dogs. Hey policeman, I'm in 3 modern families. Faster, slower, shades on, hit the gas. High, lower, get into the control room. Don't get older. We're all passengers. We're toxic containers. Let loose on the train. Have fun, don't stay sane. It's a part of the game. Ooh, ha, ooh, ha. Abstainers.
It's so perfect. I thought everything was going great. I haven't really had to recut anything besides the big board. Just to like shave a little bit off the edge. But then I was just fitting it together by the step here, and I remembered that I wanted all the seams on where I'm going to be having the framing boards, the 2x2s, and I didn't do that. So this seam is right in the middle of the insulation's going to be because it's a low point. Which means I'm gonna have to shave some off of this board and then recut 2 new pieces for this spot and redo everything that I just did. You know what? No. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the 2x2 here, and then I'm just going to I'll just measure what the low point is to the high point. I'll cut basically a 2x2, but with a little extra where it'll fit in the groove, and I'll just put 2 2x2s right next to each other. That seems smarter than having to recut everything. Now I just have to cut the step, and then I have to figure out, I think I want to insulate the step. That way I just don't have a bunch of cold transferring through there. Oh, my dad's coming, so now I have to tell him the new game plan. Alright, so we have the subfloor in for today, and then tomorrow we're going to do the framing. We were just kind of game planning if we might have to screw some of the boards in instead of just using the construction pieces, just because some of the boards are a little bit warped. So we're going to try to use the straightest part of each board to adhere to the truck. But if that doesn't work, then we'll have some self-tapping screws to screw in just to straighten the boards, make sure that they are secure as much as we can and as flat as we can for when we put the plywood on top. So we are going to start that project tomorrow because I am hungry and very tired. So we're going to wrap that up for today. All right, so we are So we are starting the day off by going to the store. I got to return some lumber. Fun fact I didn't know, I recently learned, was if you buy a bundle of like the 2x2s that I got, they like to hide really crappy boards in the middle. So I'm just going to return those ones that are like barely you can even call a board. And then I also need to get some self-tapping screws, just in case with the boards being a little crooked and wonky, if they need to be like secured down so they are flat so the glue dries and everything dries secured. I don't really want to put holes in my floor, but if I need a couple just to make sure that my floor is not going to be super warped, we can do that, and we can just make sure that it's waterproofed underneath with just some caulk or whatever. So that is the plan for today. All right, we got the goods secured and we're about to get a little coffee treat before we head over to my dad's. Lucy! Also, big shout out to 7 Brew for having a drive-through that doesn't have an awning on the outside, so tall vehicles can go through. This is one of the only drive-throughs I can fit through, and oh, I love them for it. Alright, so I think this is my straightest board, and I'm going to lay one board horizontal in the front right behind the driver passenger seat, and then butt all my other lengthwise boards up against that. We'll start there.
Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? And won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time has a way of passing by. Leave a mark in my heart, turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, feel the wind and watch the river roll. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. River's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up.
So I think the name of my channel should be changed to Hindsight. I think I've said that so many times today. I really also should get in the habit of making my to-do list for the day a lot shorter, because every single day I'm not accomplishing what I think I'm going to. So that's another adjustment, is I'm much slower at building than I thought I was going to be. Hindsight, I wouldn't have put the sealer down because I ended up spending 2 hours today scraping that up. But when I was building out my bus, I'd used a like rubberized truck bed liner that worked really well, which is why I thought this product would work well. So I don't know if it was like I improperly cleaned the floors because I used mineral spirits, which took up all the oil and grease that was on there, or if it was just like the product I used, but it did not work great. So I think this is a stopping point for today. I got most of the main grid joist set up and laid out and cut, so everything's good. I am probably going to screw a lot of the little sections together just so there isn't a lot of movement while it's trying to dry, or when I'm trying to put weights on it, they're not going to shift and move. Also, a lot of the little sections that I did, there's only one high point between it, so the little piece is teetering. So just also screwing into the longer pieces will help assure that that's not going to rock or move or anything, and that it's going to be nice and flush with the top of the other boards. So tomorrow I need to pick up some 2x4s that I'm going to use where there aren't any high points, but where I want a floor joist at. So I'm going to use that around the step here, around the wheel wells, and then there's actually a couple spots in the middle that I want a smaller section piece, but there's no high piece for that to adhere to. So I'm going to use that same height for directly to the lower floor point. So this definitely is taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to today. I thought I was going to have pretty much all of it done, but I think just scraping for 2 hours, one, kind of drove me insane, and then two, took away a lot of my daylight that I was going to be using. So tomorrow, I think my plan is going to be to get the wood, finish framing, and then screw the boards together, glue it all down, weight it down, and then it needs to sit for 24 hours at a minimum, which I might just take a rest day because I haven't had a day off from working on the van or my actual job. And then I'll be able to screw down the plywood and then adhere the vinyl flooring. So that'll be really exciting because then it'll look a little more finished, and it'll be one more thing checked off the list of completing the van. So that'll be an exciting time. Otherwise, I did mark and label all of the pieces so I can remember where they go tomorrow. So let's hope that I can figure out my system from today. Day 3 of the floor is a wrap.